Everyone, Houston, back again for the second time of the day. But I'm gonna make a video I've been wanting to do for a little while now, and I don't think I mentioned before, but I've been doing a lot of research into the Native American stories concerning the pipe and the origins, of tobacco. Been doing a little bit of research into its uses over the years, and the religious practices, and just all sorts of really fascinating stuff. But today I wanted to share with you the Cherokee story of the sacred pipe. And I got the story here pulled up on another phone, and I'm gonna read it to you here. But I think it's a really cool story. But before we get into that, real quick, got the Casalero straight brandy, and if you caught my video earlier, I'm still smoking on that same bowl of Bold Kentucky. And this is a really good tobacco. I'm enjoying it. A little stout. Had to take a little break here just a second ago, but it's good stuff. But I'm gonna read this story here, and I hope y'all enjoy. I really like it a lot, and I'm gonna read it exactly how it is here in the article, and I will put the link to it, or at least try to put the link to it down below. If it won't let me link to it, I will leave instructions and the website and all that. Got to give credit where credit's due. No, I didn't write the article, and I'm just retelling the story. I didn't come up with it. So let's get started, shall we? It's called the Sacred Pipe of the Tsalagi, the people, in parentheses there. And I'm not too up on my Cherokee, so if I mispronounce any words or anything like that, I apologize. But I've tried to learn a little bit of Cherokee, and it's fairly difficult, so we'll do the best I can. Okay. It says, most all nations have stories about the sacred pipe, what many people refer to as the peace pipe, which is an incorrect Hollywood thought shown in the Old West movies and cartoons. The sacred pipe is to the Native Americans as the cross is to Christian cultures. The pipe, in one form or another, has come to most cultures around the world. Every group has used the pipe in one way or another, and has stories of how they came to have it. The Lakota tell the story of the white buffalo woman and how she first brought the pipe to them, just as the Tsalagi have this story. It says, it is not important how the first pipe arrived, or how the pipe first arrived, or who it came to first, as all nations see themselves as the first to have this gift from Creator. What is important is that the pipe is revered as a sacred item, and also important is that it did come from the Creator. What is most important is the pipe was brought to all men of this world, for we all share this world. Long ago, but not long after the world was new, a tribe of red-skinned people came to live on the lands around the Blue Smoke Mountains. At this time, the animals of the world still talked. to men and taught them how to live on and care for the land. These people were called Ani Yunwiya, the one true people. In this tribe lived a brave warrior woman. She was called Arrow Woman. Arrow Woman was taught to use the bow and the spear and the knife. Even though it was a man's job to hunt and fight, Arrow Woman could shoot straighter with the bow than any man. She could throw the knife as to split a branch no bigger than your thumb, and she could throw the spear into an eye of a hawk in flight. Because of all this, no man would tell her to be like a woman. One day, while on a hunt, Arrow Woman came upon the tracks of Yana the bear. She saw blood on the ground and knew him to be wounded, so she followed his tracks. High into the mountains she followed. Soon she came to a place that she did not know. It was in this place, a place known only to the animals, that she finally saw Yanni the bear. He had a deep cut in his side, and she saw him bowing down in prayer. She saw him bowing toward a large field of tall grass and speaking words that she had not heard before. Suddenly the grass shimmered and became a lake. Arrow Woman saw Yanni dive into the water. After a time he emerged from the water. His side was completely healed. Yanni saw Arrow Woman and walked to her. Yanni told her, "This is the sacred lake of the animals. It is called Adagahi, and its location is known only to the animals. It is where we come for healing and strength. You are the first man creature to see the sacred lake." Excuse me. We'll relight that in a minute. "You must never tell your kind of its location, for it is the home of the great Uktena." With these words, Yana the bear turned and walked into the woods and disappeared. Arrow Woman was tired after following Yana all day, so she decided to rest a while by the lake. She built a small fire and sat down to eat a meal that she had brought with her. She took a drink from the water of the lake and felt instantly refreshed. She was amazed. She felt strong as Yansi the buffalo. She felt as she could run faster than Koga the raven could fly. The woods were quiet. Anoli, the wind, was sleeping. Nevada, the sun, was shimmering bright but was not hot. The surface of the lake was completely calm. Arrow Woman began to get sleepy. It was at this time she saw Uktena. She had been told of him when she was a child, but no one in her tribe ever claimed to have seen him. High above the water he raised his great serpent's head, the jewel in his forehead glistening. He began to move toward her. Arrow Woman grabbed up her spear and stood up to face the great creature coming to her, standing proud, showing no fear, the way any warrior should. She raised her spear and prepared to strike the huge beast. Uktena stopped a short distance from her. He smiled. His mouth was larger than a man was tall and full of teeth longer than a man's forearm. He spoke to the brave woman on the bank of his lake. To her he said, "Put down your weapons, for I mean you no harm. I come only to teach." Arrow Woman laid down her spear and began to relax, somehow knowing Uktena spoke truly. Uktena told her to sit and listen. Uktena dipped his head below the surface and came back up a moment later. In his mouth he had a strangely crooked stick and a leather pouch. These things he laid on the ground in front of Arrow Woman. Then the great Uktena began to teach. He said, "This that I have laid before you is the sacred pipe of the Creator." He then told her to pick up the pipe. "The bowl is made of the same red clay the Creator used to make your kind. The red clay is womankind and is from the earth. Just as a woman bears the children and brings forth life, the bowl bears the sacred tobacco and brings forth smoke. The stem is man, rigid and strong. The stem is from the plant kingdom, and like a man supports the bowl just as a man supports his family." Uktena then showed Arrow Woman how to join the bowl to the stem, saying, "Just as a man and a woman remain separate until joined in marriage, so too are the bowl and the stem separate. never to be joined unless the pipe is used. Uktena then showed her how to place the sacred tobacco into the pipe, and with an ember from the fire he lit the tobacco so it burned slightly. He told her this: "Smoke is the breath of the Creator. When you draw the smoke into your body, you will be cleansed and made whole. When the smoke leaves your mouth, it will rise to the Creator. Your prayers, your dreams, your hopes and desires will be taken to Him in the smoke. Also, the truth of your soul will be shown to Him when you smoke the pipe. If you are not true, do not smoke the pipe. If your spirit is bad and you seek to deceive, do not use the pipe." Uktena continued his lessons into the night, teaching Arrow Woman all of the prayers used with the pipe and all the reasons for using the pipe. He finished just as the moon was beginning her nightly journey across the sky in search of her true love. He told Arrow Woman to wrap the pipe in cloth, keeping the parts separate. With this done, he told her that she would never again be able to find this place, but to remember all that she had learned. Uktena then returned to the depths of the lake. Arrow Woman saw the water shimmering and become again a field of grass. She left, taking with her the pipe and her lessons and a wonderful tale. Ever since that time, the Ani and Wiya have used the sacred pipe, and never again has any man seen the sacred lake of Uktena. The pipe is not a symbol of all things that are sacred. The pipe itself is sacred. Not everyone is called upon to be a pipe bearer. The person who carries the pipe and practices the pipe ceremonies and traditions has a great responsibility to his brothers and sisters, his land and country, and even to the Earth Mother. The pipe bearer does not own the pipe he carries. He simply carries the pipe until the time comes for him to pass it on to the next bearer. The pipe bearer is given certain powers of sight, certain powers of sight from the pipe, as well as an ability to heal and to purify. Should the bearer fall from grace and become a liar, a thief, neglect his duties when asked, or become deceitful, the pipe would repossess these gifts, and then the possibility of misfortune for the former bearer may exist. One should be ready to accept the responsibility of the pipe, for it may make demands upon you. It will become your teacher and guide. It can also be your worst enemy if used wrongly. I leave it to you to decide if these words are truly said. This is the way that I have learned, as told by a Cherokee elder. So, I find that story really fascinating, and there's a lot of other tribes out there that have similar stories, and I'd like to, maybe touch on those in the future, but I'd like to, stick with the Cherokee ones for now. But I've been trying to learn quite a bit about the different myths, legends, and all the different stories of the Cherokee. My wife's Cherokee, and my father-in-law has been teaching me quite a bit of this stuff. He likes to tell the stories while we're hunting, or just down for a visit, or just any chance he gets, and it's all really fascinating. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and I'd like my kids to know all this stuff as well. But anyway, y'all, I just thought I'd share that with you. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I will try to leave a link in the description below. That way y'all can go check out the story if you want to read it yourself. And there's also other stories and legends on that page as well that y'all might like. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get on off here. Y'all enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to y'all later.